this is hopefully a wake-up call. On the other hand, we have Republican Bill Schuster, who's the chairman of the Transportation Committee in the U.S. House of Representatives, Republican. Bill Schuster talking about Amtrak. Here's what he had to say.
So in the future, they can move towards going away from the subsidy that the federal government. That's my goal, to get an Amtrak that doesn't have any federal subsidies.
Yeah, let's just cut all that money out of Amtrak. We don't need no stinking infrastructure in this country. People can walk. You know, it's healthy for them. Why don't we just become like rural India? You know, maybe some carts, maybe some ox to draw the plows in the fields, rickshaws. You know, women can carry those giant bales of stuff on their shoulders and on their heads like they do in third world countries. Sometimes men do, but typically not. I mean, this is this troglodyte, I was going to say 19th century thinking on the part of the Republicans, but during the 19th century, we built a hell of a lot of infrastructure in the United States. We built the Erie Canal so that you could get things all the way from Chicago to New York City, or anywhere on the East Coast for that matter. We built the railroads. We built the telegraph lines all across this country. Now, some of this was done with private money. Some of it was done with public money. The Erie Canal Corporation was a nonprofit corporation, but it was funded mostly by the governments in the states that were involved. It is embarrassing. It's tragic that in the United States, our high-speed train averages 68 miles an hour. And in Japan, in China, it's 238 miles an hour. In Japan, it's running over 300 miles an hour. It's not just embarrassing and tragic. It's bad for business. Republicans claim to be all about business. They're really not all about business. They're all about billionaires. You want proof that infrastructure is what causes business to grow? Look at the parts of this country where there is very high quality, very modern infrastructure. Look at Silicon Valley. Look at San Francisco. Look at Seattle. Look at Portland. And then you look at the places where the infrastructure is old and decaying and decrepit. Look at downtown Baltimore. Look at Detroit. At least the city of Detroit, downtown Detroit. Now, you could say, okay, well, yeah, they're not putting any infrastructure in there because all the factories closed, because all the jobs went overseas because of our insane trade policies as a consequence of Reaganism. And you would be right to a certain extent, but hey, if you want the business to return to those areas, how about building out some infrastructure? Back when it was factories, the main infrastructure that was needed was electricity and telephone lines. I'm sorry, infrastructure today needs to go a whole lot farther than that. Why don't we rebuild the Northeast Corridor? I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. This should be a huge wake-up call, regardless of the cause of this accident, this tragic accident.